Alright folks, buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into what might just be the biggest story of the 2024 Pro Motocross season. This is your boy from the M's Update channel, and let me tell you, we've got a lot to unpack today. We're talking about not one, not two, but three of the biggest names in motocross all gearing up for their comebacks. That's right, Roczen, Eli Tomac, and Webb are all on the verge of returning to action, and it's about to turn this pro motocross season on its head. Let's start with the German precision machine, Roczen. Cast your minds back to that fateful night in Nashville during the Supercross season. Roczen was battling for the lead in the 450 main event when disaster struck. A rear shock failure in the whoop section had us all holding our breath. The result? Injuries to his left leg and foot that forced HEP Motorsports and Suzuki to pull the plug on his Supercross season. At the time, it looked like we might not see Ken for the rest of the year. I mean, the guy was sitting 6th in the SX Championship points, had snagged a win in Glendale, and racked up 6 podium finishes. It was a tough pill to swallow for Roczen and his fans. But here's the thing about Roczen, you can knock him down, but you can't keep him down. They don't call him the comeback kid for nothing. Just when we thought he might be out for the count, he starts dropping hints on social media about a return at Unadilla on August 10th. Should Daddy rock up to Unadilla? He teases. Well, Ken, if you're asking us, hell yeah, you should. Now, let's shift gears and talk about the legend himself, Eli Tomac. ET3 had us all on pins and needles with months of radio silence after that thumb injury at Denver Supercross. But finally, he broke the news we've all been dying to hear. As of yesterday, he's back on the bike for the first time since the injury. Originally, Tomac was only supposed to miss the opening rounds of pro motocross. But motorsports injuries are tricky beasts, aren't they? Here we are, past the 8th round of the championship, and he's just now getting back in the saddle. It just goes to show that even the toughest riders in the world can't rush the healing process. But don't count Tomac out yet. The 6-time champ is eyeing Budds Creek for his return. With only 3 rounds to go in the championship, you can bet your bottom dollar he's going to come out swinging. Tomac's not the type to show up just to make up the numbers. When he lines up at that gate, he's there to win. And let's not forget about Webb. He's been dealing with the same thumb injury that seems to be the curse of the 2024 season. It's like there's a thumb-targeting missile out there or something. But word on the street is he's aiming for a return at Unadilla. He's even been trolling us on social media, joking about missing flights to Washougal. Gotta love a rider who keeps his sense of humor even when he's sidelined. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, folks. We've got Roczen potentially returning at Unadilla, Tomac eyeing Budds Creek, and Webb looking at Unadilla too. And let's not forget, Jet Lawrence is hoping to be back for SMX. It's like all the stars are aligning for an epic showdown to close out the season. Just think about the implications here. Roczen, coming back with something to prove after his Supercross season was cut short. Tomac, the 6-time champ who finished 4th in Supercross with a win in St. Louis, hungry to salvage his season. And Webb, always a threat when he's healthy, looking to shake things up. Add Jet Lawrence to the mix, and we're talking about a level of competition that's off the charts. The questions are endless, folks. Can these guys shake off the rust and get back to their winning ways right off the bat? How will their returns impact the current point standings? Who's going to come out on top in this star-studded lineup? And how will the riders who've been battling it out all season respond to these returning champions? One thing's for sure, the next few rounds of pro motocross are going to be must-watch events. We're talking edge of your seat, spill your drink, wake the neighbors kind of racing. The kind of racing that reminds us why we fell in love with this sport in the first place. And let's not underestimate the mental aspect of all this. These guys have been sitting on the sidelines, watching their competitors rack up points and podiums. You better believe they're coming back with a chip on their shoulder and something to prove. The hunger, the determination, it's going to be off the charts. But it's not just about the returning riders. Think about the guys who've been holding it down all season. How are they going to respond to these veterans coming back into the mix? Are we going to see them step up their game even more? Or will the pressure get to them? And let's talk about the tracks for a second. Unadilla and Budds Creek. These aren't your average circuits. They're challenging, technical tracks that demand the best from riders. to come back from injury and immediately face these tests. That's going to separate the men from the boys, no doubt about it. We're also looking at a potential shakeup in team dynamics. How will the return of these star riders affect their teammates? Will we see some intra-team rivalries heating up as everyone fights for top dog status? And let's not forget the bigger picture here. With the SMX playoffs looming on the horizon, every point counts. These returning riders aren't just racing for pride. They're racing for a shot at that championship. The stakes couldn't be higher. So here's what you need to do, folks. Clear your schedule for Unadilla and Budds Creek. Stock up on snacks. Prepare your best cheering voice. Warn your neighbors that things might get a little loud, because we're about to witness motocross history in the making. This is the kind of comeback story that makes our sport so incredible. It's why we love motocross. The determination, the grit, the never-say-die attitude of these riders. It's all on display right here. So there you have it, folks. Roczen, Tomac, and Webb are all gearing up for their returns, and the 2024 Pro Motocross season is about to kick into high gear. The next few weeks are going to be a roller coaster ride of emotions, epic battles, and probably a few surprises along the way. Make sure you stay tuned to the EMS Update channel for all the latest updates as we head into these final, crucial rounds of the season. We'll be bringing you all the news, analysis, and behind-the-scenes insights you need to stay on top of this developing story. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Trust me, with the way this season's shaping up, you're not going to want to miss a single update. This is your boy signing off. Keep the throttle pinned, the rubber side down, and I'll catch you all at Unadilla, where the comeback trail begins and the true test of champions unfolds.